Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah.
हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू न्यू स्ट्रीम। आप लोगों का स्वागत है हमारी एक और नई स्ट्रीम में। तो गाइस चलो फिर शुरू करते हैं। मैं हूँ कहाँ? ये कुछ अलग जगह घूम रहा हूँ मैं। यहाँ पे स्टोरीज पड़े हैं
तो
मेरे।
गाइस ऐसा किया आपने ना, तो गाइस चलो फिर शुरू करते हैं। ये क्या बात है?
Ahau loves being antagonistic. Just ignore him when he's mouthing off. Don't let him get under your...
क्या करने वाले हो आज?
पहले तो क्वेस्ट करने वाला हूँ मैं। देखने दे, यहाँ कहीं क्वेस्ट पड़ा होगा।
आपको इसका फाउंटेन का क्विज पड़ा है, वो कर लो। अच्छा
क्यों करूँ मैं वो? मुझे पता है ना मुझे क्या
मस्त
करना
है यार।
ये नहीं था यार, क्वेस्ट कहाँ गया? 12 घंटे बाद खुलेगा, फिर तो फाउंटेन का ही करना पड़ेगा। ये गलत बात है यार। फाउंटेन चलो फाउंटेन। ये रास्ता क्यों बंद है हमारा? ये रास्ता है क्या?
नेविगेशन करके देखोगी जब आके पता चल जाएगा।
ये तो रास्ता ही नहीं है। रास्ता कहाँ है भाई? इसका रास्ता
वहाँ से नहीं जाएगा। आई थिंक मैप ओपन करके देखो ना, कहाँ से गिरा।
अरे इसके बाहर की साइड जाना है। इसके बाहर की साइड कैसे जाए हम? वो रहा ना, ऊपर ब्रिज है। लॉल, ब्रिज पे जाने के लिए कोई रास्ता है? वो ऊपर जाना है अपने को, वहाँ पे। वहाँ पे ना रास्ता। चलो चल जा। क्या लगता है पहुंच जाऊंगा मैं सही जगह पे? अरे एक फ्लोर नीचे यार। ये जगह तो नहीं है भाई वो जहाँ मुझे जाना है।
गो टू प्लेस नेलस मेंशनमेंट। देखो कहाँ मेंशन।
चल रुक कर आप चल।
नाव से जाना चाहिए आप ऐसे ही जा रहे हो?
नाव कहाँ है?
Take it easy.
नाव उधर ही है ना, शिप बुलानी पड़ती है उधर जाके जहाँ स्टैचू ऑफ सेवन है ना पिछले। छोड़ जाने तो पैदल ही जाओ।
ये क्या बात होता है?
According to Malusa's info,
अब
the
यहाँ के
Sith
ये
production base is
अंडरग्राउंड चलो। इसे
Find the entrance.
ये अगर ये पहले ही करवा
Let's go and
देते
try to
तो
find the
कितना
entrance.
इजी होता मेरे लिए। नीचे कैसे आता था रे? कंट्रोल। अब
Finally found it. Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. 𝓚𝓵.
भाई हम यहाँ कैसे आगे वहाँ से डायरेक्ट यहाँ पे आ गए भाई? ये अलग।
Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist 𝓚𝓪𝓻, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Oh? Sounds like the 𝓚𝓷𝓵 wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Huh?
What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the 𝓸𝓵 harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is...
फिर से मेरे को दे दिया सिलेक्ट करने. ये था ना.
Something's not right.
इनमें से चूज करना है क्या? यही बोल रहा है पहले. ये भी नहीं है. कौन है फिर? हैं?
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵𝓸𝓀𝓲𝓴𝓮's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of 𝓚𝓲𝓵𝓵𝓵 the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? 𝓚𝓲𝓵 was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case. Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵𝓵𝓵 hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, 𝓚𝓲𝓵, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, the suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Calus was defeated by champion duelist 𝓚𝓲𝓵 in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
इसमें ये लग रहा है फिर इसने
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene.
Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
अब क्या करना है बता, तू बता फेरी कौन सा चूज करूं, तू जो बोलेगी वो बोल। हेलो ये तो नहीं है शायद, देख इस पे मुझे ज्यादा डाउट है।
Something's not right.
फर्स्ट वाले पे
ये भी नहीं है। अब बताइए तीनों में से क्या हो सकता है, ये लड़की या पेजेस या ये टेस्ट ट्यूब। टेस्ट ट्यूब तेरा बता।
लड़की पे जाके देखो तो
लड़की पेजेस यार इतना कोई नहीं है। इसमें क्या है, ये भी नहीं है।
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Calus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered and instead shared everything with Calus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
Assassin. क्या ये हो गया? इसमें शायद तो ये है, नहीं। टेस्ट ट्यूब नहीं, पेजेस।
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Calus, only for Calus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
के रिकॉर्ड्स में से ये मिला हमें। अब इसमें क्या है, इसमें हमें शायद उसके हाथ में ये था मेरे हिसाब से। हाँ देख।
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they, but now it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Calus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
बोला कर ले भाई, क्या हो गया तुझे? घुटनों में चला गया दिमाग? कुछ पूछ रहा हूँ मैं।
गलती से म्यूट करना ही भूल गई।
वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ।
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Calus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Furina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. 𝓚 explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵 was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵 would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, 𝓚𝓵. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, 𝓚𝓵, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that 𝓚 was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. 𝓚 never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Lyney's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
आज शॉप या शॉट क्या लिख रही है भाई तेरे को हो क्या गया है सब रीसेट तो हुआ है इमेजिनरी थिएटर भी रीसेट हुआ है
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in 𝓛𝓲𝓴𝓮 when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left 𝓛𝓲𝓴𝓮 for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
प्रोडक्शन बेस। ओके, ये सही है इन लोगों का। कुछ भी करते भाई बीच बीच में ये लोग। चल जा, ये कहाँ आ चुके हैं? ये क्या है? पार्टी सेटअप। सही है, चल।
Gotcha.
घूमती कैसा ही है?
One with nature. Teamwork is dreamwork.
ये तो इजी था। इसके पापा को इसने हराया है।
The floor is going up. Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Okay. ये सब मिस कर देता हूँ मैं जब से पीसी पे आया हूँ। नीचे तो कुछ मिस नहीं किया ना। ये अपने आप आ रहा जा रहा है। छोड़ दे।
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
समझ तो गया मैं तो क्या बोलना चाहती है, बट ये खुलेगा? यहाँ कुछ है, खुलेगा कैसे? यहाँ पे कुछ है शायद, नहीं चढ़ सकते। नीचे जाना पड़ेगा तो लग रहा है मुझे अब। यहाँ कुछ है।
Is this really necessary?
डीप। ये रहा, कुछ तो है। वो शामिल था ये सब में, बट क्या क्या करना है हमें? ओए इधर आ। ये दबाना है। चलो वेव क्रिएट कर दिया। पानी और बढ़ रहा है। ओ यहाँ पहुँचने के लिए समझ गया।
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
ये भी बात सही है। आधा पानी हुआ अभी, आधा पानी और करना है।
Into the wind. Let's light it up. I'm going in.
Locked up.
Nice shot. जाना है हमें वहाँ पे। खुल गया भाई, दरवाजा खुल गया।
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
चल ही रहा है, इतनी जल्दी क्या हो जाएगा? बताएगा कि है क्या? मैं उससे पहले पहुंच जाएगा भाई। ठीक है, इसको मारना है मुझे। फिर क्या करना है? 1E
Target acquired. My mistake. Everything has a price.
जिंदा कैसे करते हैं?
The bird's tall. The wind knows it.
Everybody stand back!
Things are about to get dicey. Really? Quietly now.
I'm going in!
Into the wind.
चलो भाई, 10,000 HP बहुत काफी है हमारे लिए। इससे कुछ नहीं होता।
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
करने के लिए एक दबाए। भाई एक दबाने से भी कुछ नहीं होता है यार। V दबाया मैंने। अब कहाँ जाना है? गाइड करियो यार, कहाँ जाना है? एग्जामिन करना।
Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the sin. If you dilute it with Norm, Paimon will take notes of...
ये दबाने से क्या होता है? ओके हो रहा। देखना पड़ता है डिस्प्ले में कहीं कुछ ना कुछ तो मिल जाता है।
escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus, Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
वो तो करेगी।
This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have the old dogs. He can act whenever I concur. Let's send someone. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
What's this over here? ये boring है थोड़ा.
Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23.
इसको क्या हो गया? Calm down.
Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
ये डर क्यों रही है बिना बात के? हट यार.
So that way, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane. Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
वो तो जाएगा.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these experiments? So that's it? No, that's not it either. If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
Okay.
In any case,
चलो. इधर ये है ना ये.
whoa! There's so much synth here, and so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress, ready to drink, stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious.
Super obvious. अब क्या करें? अब ये कितना और है? कहाँ पे दिखाया? कहाँ पे दिखाया? यहाँ पे लास्ट.
What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names? Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... Oh, this is terrible!
ये सब वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
We've looked at almost
वाले सामान
everything
है ना,
here, and it
acting
seems
वाले.
like our theories were spot on. But... Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even 𝓚𝓲𝓵𝓵𝓵𝓸 wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
अब कहाँ जाना है हमें? अबे यार ये कितने बचे हुए हैं? ये तो हो गया ना?
You take that side and Paimon.
After some time.
Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either. Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vinier.
ये फिर से कर रहे हैं या वही वाला है ये? वही म्याओ म्याओ वाली.
Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Paimon बुट्टू बुट्टू क्या होता है? मतलब इसका कोई ट्रांसलेट कर दो भाई मुझे. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? ट्रांसलेट फिर ये ट्रांसलेट करिए जरा.
So many, a whole page's worth, but they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's 𝓚𝓵 and Vinier's grown son?
ये जो बोल ली है भाई, ये समझ में आ रहा है. Let's go Paimon.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
Paimon को तो यहीं छोड़ दो भाई, कुछ काम की तो है नहीं पिद्दी. बात में तो डर जाती है ये.
And whose image do you see, Marcel?
Yes,
is it a man named 𝓚𝓵? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia, we're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur 𝓚𝓵𝓸𝓵. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
चल. मुझे क्या मिला था? ये मिला था क्योंकि इस पे ज्यादा अच्छी बात है.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been 𝓚𝓵.
𝓚𝓵.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Vinier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as 𝓚𝓵.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the 𝓚𝓮𝓮𝓷𝓽 were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignère's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignère is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved. No matter what I do.
भाई अब वो सब कुछ कबूल कर रहा है। भाई दारू पी रहा है भाई। दो घूंट भी मार रहा है।
Is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me. I still need to save Vignère. I promise. We made a promise. Vignère! Please, Vignère! Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵 no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case. The man now known as Marcel was originally named 𝓚𝓱𝓪 and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignère. During an underwater expedition, Vignère accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of 𝓚𝓱𝓪 as a result. 𝓚𝓱𝓪 learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignère back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, 𝓚𝓱𝓪 discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵. After exchanging blows with 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵 for many years, 𝓚𝓱𝓪 decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as 𝓚𝓱𝓪 expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, 𝓚𝓱𝓪 attempted to frame Lyney as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Lyney failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of 𝓚𝓱𝓪's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
नाविया सर पकड़ के बैठी है.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵𝓸𝓀 still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵𝓸𝓀.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵 has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. 𝓚𝓚𝓵𝓵 is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. 𝓚𝓚𝓵𝓵 is guilty.
Guilty?
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent 𝓸𝓵 harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
ये क्या हुआ? अबे यार ये कट सीन का कुछ करो भाई कोई.
Hey, Monsieur Neuvillette, what's going on?
रहा है कि नहीं चल रहा है स्ट्रीम?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
आप समझे, बोलती मोबाइल में करो हैं? छोड़ यार, नहीं देखना कटसीन यार तिल्ले ने.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it. I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
ये क्या बात होती है? मत देख भाई, जा भाई, बाय.
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the oratrice's result.
The way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable. All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
चलो भाई, हो गया. नेटलैंड चलो भाई. ये फेरी बताती नहीं भाई कौन सा सीन कब आने वाला है. क्या करूँ मैं? ये तो एक तो कट सीन आते क्यों नहीं है? यार तेरी बताती ना यार, कट सीन आने वाला है. अनलॉक नहीं है ये भाई. चलो इमेजिनरी थिएटर करते हैं, क्या बोलती है? इमेजिनरी थिएटर करें या पहले शॉप 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 देखें? शॉप पीसी फेंक दो अपना। सही बात है भाई, कहाँ फेंक दो बता? तेरी गोदी में फेंक दो? हाँ, शॉप रीसेट। हाय हाय हाय, पहले तो ये ले, फिर ये, अब करेंगे हम 10 पुल। चलो गाइस, चलो चलो 53 हो गए, नाइस। 11 10 पुल करते। चल भाई, फेरी रेडी, फेरी रेडी। भाई पूरे 2 लाख है भाई, मेरा पूरा 2 लाख। चलो पहले एक पुल्ला। नहीं यार, कैरेक्टर मिले कोई अच्छा सा। चल फिर रेडी, 10 पुल के लिए रेडी। चलो 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 प्लीज 5 स्टार। थोड़ा सा और ब्राइट हो जाता, क्या चला जाते, क्या चला जाता। जल्दी पुल करना, करो इतना में, इतना में। अरे तो भाई देखना पड़ता है भाई, कुछ अच्छा मिले। कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला मुझे लग रहा है। अरे यार, नेक्स्ट कैरेक्टर कौन सा मिलेगा फिर? तुझे क्या लगता है? कोई अच्छा सा कैरेक्टर बता यार। देखने से अच्छा मिल जाएगा। हैं ये कौन? मैं सोचा कुछ न्यू कैरेक्टर है, इन लोगों ने ये दिया। वो शार्लेट चाहिए, मेरे पास शार्लेट नहीं है। ओए मेरे पास शार्लेट नहीं है, मुझे शार्लेट की नीड है। ये सब बेकार कैरेक्टर दे रखे हो भाई। इवेंट में मैं तो कुछ कर ही नहीं सकता। इवेंट क्या ही कर लूँ मैं। इमेजिनरी थिएटर आया है, ये कर सकता हूँ मैं। तो मैं से फाइट होगी, मेरे से अगर फाइट हो गई तो मज़ा आ जाएगा, नहीं हुई तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा। बैठ मुश्किल हो गया यार इमेजिनरी थिएटर से, लाइक टाइम पास के लिए कर लेते हैं, टाइम पास के लिए। वाओ ऑप्शंस अच्छे भाई, तो ये देख कोकोमी है। सपोर्टिंग कैरेक्टर मैंने क्या क्या रखे हैं, मैंने सारे अपने बेस्ट कैरेक्टर दे रखे हैं ना। कंफर्म द लाइनअप। C6 वाले मेरे पास 3 कैरेक्टर है बस। कैनिच का है मेरा, कैनिच C1 आपसे ना हो पाएगा। अरे भाई क्यों वैसी है भाई, मैं एक्ट 10 तक जाता हूँ, तुझे भी पता है। मैं इजी मोड खेलता ही नहीं हूँ, मैं हार्ड मोड खेलता हूँ, भी हार्ड मोड का भी कहीं ये वाला मोड खेलता हूँ मैं। अब इसमें क्या बोल रहा है ये, सिलेक्ट कैरेक्टर नॉट इन, ये क्या बात हुई भाई। एटलीस्ट 22, मेरे पास कितने 18 इस बार। ये क्या है, नॉर्मल डिफिकल्टी भाई। ये इस बार ये क्या है, एलिमेंट क्या है, एलिमेंट्स क्या है, एलिमेंट्स क्या है भाई, एलिमेंट्स क्या है इस बार के एलिमेंट्स है इलेक्ट्रो, एनमो और हाइड्रो। अब कितने चाहिए ये 22 ना, ये 22 चाहिए शायद। तो टोटल कितने चाहिए एट द लास्ट 22 चाहिए, ठीक है। मेरे पास 18 है, तो 4 की कमी कैसे हो सकती है मेरे पास। एक सेकेंड, कैरेक्टर ये ऋषि आया कि नहीं यार, ये क्या नखरे हैं भाई सबके। अरे चैट में भाई, ये चैट में क्यों नहीं आया ऋषि। हाँ अपन गिन रहे थे कैरेक्टर्स ना, चल। हाँ किसे किसे इलेक्ट्रो चाहिए, पहले मेरे पास इलेक्ट्रो कितने 1 2 नहीं पूरे गिन लेते हैं ना, 1 2 3 4 5 6। काजुआ क्यों नहीं गिना मैंने, क्या ही बोलूँ मैं खुद को। 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 10।
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
10 के अलावा तो नहीं दिख रहा कुछ भाई। 10 11 12 13 आ गया। बोल ऋषि क्या बोल रहा था, बोल यहाँ बोलना भाई, फेरी भी हेल्प कर देगी मेरा थोड़ा। बोल क्या बोल रहा था। तो फ्यूजन सही है भाई, C6 से मेरे पास। ये भी बिल्ड करना पड़ेगा यार, ये गलत बात है। एनिमो में पास 2 ऑप्शन है जो मुझे ये बिल्ड करने पड़ेंगे। एक कैंडिस भी कर सकता हूँ बिल्ड, और भी बिल्ड करना रहेगा भाई, तब कर लेना थिएटर। अरे हाँ भाई तब कर लूँगा, पर अब मुझे 4 कैरेक्टर की नीड है, तो 4 कैरेक्टर बिल्ड करने पड़ेंगे कैसे भी, कैसे भी करने ही पड़ेंगे। चल टाइम पास के लिए कुछ टाइम पास के लिए हम क्या करें भैया, क्या करे। नॉर्मल मोड खेलते हैं। ये ऋषि को लिखना नहीं आता क्या? मेरी राइडन मेरी शहंशाह। इसमें वो सारे कैरेक्टर्स कहाँ हैं जो मुझे नीड्स है, जैसे कि बेनिथ, शोंगलिंग, ये सब कैरेक्टर्स कहाँ हैं? ये सब कैरेक्टर चाहिए मुझे यार, ऐसे मत किया करो। अननोइंग लगता है तुझे लगता है भाई, मेरा तो दिमाग खराब हो रहा है इसलिए अननोइंग लग रहा है। स्विच भाई, इसका वेपन स्विच करो चुपचाप। किससे स्विच करना है? इससे, क्योंकि बेनिथ को तो नीड नहीं है, क्योंकि बेनिथ यूज ही नहीं होने वाला है। गरीब। चलो हार्डकोर ही ट्राई करता हूँ। चल सही है सब। ये राइडन बेकार, कोको में ठीक है, जेन जेन नहीं है ना मेरे पास। काजू सारा, ये क्या कुजो सारा भी नहीं है, ये है मेरे पास। चलो समझ गया। रूल्स, इनवाइट द कैरेक्टर। अब बता फेरी किसे बुलाया जाए? C1 न्यूविलेट, C2 न्यूविलेट, C6 बेनेथ, C2 फुरीना, C2 फुरीना, C2 एलन, C1 न्यूविलेट। ये सब तो नहीं चाहिए। अरे वो क्या, वो कहाँ चला गया भाई जिसके पास आर्लिकीनो था भाई? शायद से नहीं बुला सकते। C6 एलन, क्या हम इसे बुलाए? इसे बुला, इसे बुला ले। फेरी क्या बोल रही है? फेरी तो बोल ही नहीं रही भाई कुछ। फेरी बताओ यार किसे बुलाओ? चलो भाई, ये सर क्यों पीट रहा है? ये अच्छा लग रहा है मुझे। इसके 35 नाइस स्टैक्स अच्छे भाई। 14-10 ये भी सही है। 25-3 ये भी बेस्ट। 23 डिटेल्स क्या दे रहे हैं? 75-49 वेपन है इसके पास। इसका खुद का नहीं, इसका खुद के पास खुद का वेपन तो नहीं है। विनीत का देखते हैं। मुझे बुला लो अपनी, मुझे बुला लो अपनी। तुझे क्यों बुला लूं भाई? तू कैसे पानी फेंक के मारेगी मुझे, बताइयो? तू कौन सी जल परी है? हाँ ये कब हुआ भाई? ये देख इसका रेशो देखो भाई। ये न्यूविलेट बिल्ड कर रखा है इस बंदे ने। हटा भाई, मूड खराब कर दिया न्यूविलेट। अब मैं न्यूविलेट ले तो लूँगा पर मुझे यूज़ कर लिया आता, ठीक है? तो कोई हंसेगा नहीं, पहले बता दूँ मैं। वाह, स्पेशल गेस्ट में देख, मैं बेनिथ को बुला सकता हूँ। सारे ले लूँगा मैं भाई। ये हटाओ, ये हटाओ, ये ठीक है। चल 2 एक्स्ट्रा हो गए ना, तू भी हट रहा है। चल सुकोस ट्रायल्स कैरेक्टर ही ज़्यादा है। 90, 91, 92 भैंस की आँख बाल्टी से। तू कौन सा बाल्टी लेके घूम रही है? अब तो ये ऋषि क्यों नहीं बोल रहा भाई? ऐसे तो बहुत बोलता रहता है। बोल ले यार ऋषि, उतना ही फायदा होगा मेरा। मोना ये क्योंकि
Don't tell me they did it again.
चुप हो जा। बारबरा या राइडर तो पहले से है ना। बारबरा।
Wish me luck.
किसे मारा जाए, किसे मारा जाए? इसे या इसे? इसे राइडर अच्छे से पीट देगा। नहीं यार, हाँ यार क्या करूँ है? काजू है क्या? अंडर नहीं है। ऋषि तेरी बंदी भी है स्ट्रीम में। ओ भाई, ऋषि की बंदी कौन है भाई? मेरे को तो पहले ये बता, जो स्ट्रीम देख रही हो। हाँ, टीम कॉम्बिनेशन। राइडर कुजोसारा में यूज़ करना चाहूँगा पर अभी के लिए तो नहीं करूँगा। राइडन जेन नहीं रे, चलो सही है। 2 इलेक्ट्रो 1 एनमो। आप हो उसकी बंदी। ऋषि सुना दे भाई, तू सह कैसे रहा भाई? ये मैं नहीं सहता भाई।
There is no escape. Absurd. Let me read you a verse. Know my sword. Now he shall perish. Ha, 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 ha.
मेरे से नहीं हो रहा भाई, रोटेशन तो नहीं हो पाएगा।
𝓟𝓱𝓪𝓻, cue the spotlight. I'll settle this.
Inazuma shines eternal.
बॉल हो रहा है भाई, ये अच्छा है, बॉल हो रहा है। इधर बता भाई, तेरी उसकी बच्ची का है। तूने बच्ची को यहाँ पे।
Witness the power of 𝓟𝓱. Torn to oblivion.
इसी में खेलने के लिए तो भाई बहुत आ रही है मेरे को।
Shine down.
मार दिया मैंने, पर फिर भी मार दिया मैंने भाई, टाइम से पहले मार दिया। आ गया भाई। चलो, इनमें से मारना आसान इनको होता है। ये क्या स्ट्रीम कर रहा तेरा बंदा है? मार भाई। वही ऋषि बोल दे भाई, सुन के ले रहा तू, बोल दे भाई। चुड़ैल पिचासनी जो बोलना बोल दे। जैन 2 2 4 अब क्या है बचा है? 12 जेन मार लेगी क्या रे? मेरा तो कोई नहीं।
𝓟𝓵𝓵𝓵, guide us.
Go and play. Lightning purified. Our bond is strong. I'll protect us.
कर लूं मैं, कोई मर नहीं रहा भाई।
I swear by my sword.
Let the magic begin. Over here. Stand with me.
Wind, hear me.
Didn't quite be me.
Entering combat mode.
I'll settle this.
𝓟𝓵𝓵𝓵, guide us.
अबे जमा दे रही है भाई। एक बात ये बता, मुझे पायरो कौन सी लग रहा है? हाँ कर ले भाई, ये कर ले। ये नॉट ये।
Surprise! Didn't quite touch it.
जिंदा हो किसी भी।
Let the magic begin. Yeah, this way. Oh no!
जेन हीलर है। अच्छा बता दिया भाई, पता नहीं था मेरे को कि नुबड़ी हीलर है।
In the name of the Prinzessin.
ये कौन सा बॉस है? क्रैब है भाई, ये क्रैब है। फुरीना लेके जाऊंगा मैं। ला 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 ला। आगे जीन, फुरीना, फिशल और कुजुसारा या बारबारा। बारबारा ले चलता हूँ, हीलिंग की जरूरत पड़ी तो। अटैक तो करना दो।
Wind, hear me.
Let my name echo in song. 𝓚𝓸𝓵𝓵𝓵𝓵, let night fall. I'll protect us. Shower me with praise.
I swear by my sword.
इधर मार रही है, उधर चल के मार रही है।
Let the world come alive! By royal path, this realm is no home for a princess.
पीड़ गया भाई, मैं तो अच्छा खासा पीड़ गया। जेन नूब है तू, देखो तो लेके नहीं जा रहा मैं। क्या लगता है कुजुसारा भी नहीं मार पाएगी यार? कुजुसारा ऑप्शन बेकार है। कुजुसारा
Strike a pose! Oz, reveal thyself!
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Come on, we can do it!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Wind strike!
By royal decree! Let my name echo in song!
कहाँ भाग गया? आजा।
Strike a pose!
विशल का कुछ नहीं कर सकता।
Let's dance!
As one with wind and cloud!
Let the world come alive!
मोना या न्यूलेट? न्यूलेट इलेक्ट्रो में क्या आ रही है हमारे पास?
All right, amuse me.
ये डिफेंस वाला है, तो डिफेंस वाले में ये चीज करना चाहूंगा मैं। इन लोगों को थोड़ा मारना इजी होता है। अगर मैंने पीसी से 6 एक्ट तक चला गया भाई तो मज़ा आ जाएगा। अचीवमेंट है भाई मेरे लिए ये, बेस्ट अचीवमेंट। जेन कहाँ गई? जीन, फिशल, हीलर नहीं है मेरे पास, नहीं हीलर जेन रहेगी, ठीक है। को है यूज उसका, इसका यूज है।
Feeling lucky today?
आजा मेरे भाई। मैंने ई दबाया तो कोई दबता क्यों नहीं है ई?
Barbados, guide us.
Wings of darkness, come, sever night from day.
No rest for the wicked.
Come on out. Emerge right now. Let me weave you a verse.
I swear by my sword.
मैं नहीं खेल रहा, मैं जा रहा हूँ यहाँ से। भाई ये बहुत ज़्यादा टफ है भाई। है हट, मैप का खोलो भाई, मैप खोलो भाई अपना। उसके बदले में कुछ और कर लूँगा यार, मैं वो नहीं कर रहा। इतनी बुरा भाई, इतना बुरा चल रहा है वो। हाँ क्या करें हम अब, क्या बातें करूँ मैं।
10 points for agility.
मेरे पास कोई क्वेस्ट पड़ा था यार, क्वेस्ट करेंगे अपन यार। ये वाला करेगा भाई, ये वाला 60 प्रीमियर जेम्स। केनिच मेरा फेवरेट कैरेक्टर भाई। अब केनिच जॉर्ड बोलते हैं। ये ऋषि सो गया क्या रे ऋषिया? इसके अंदर जा।
Ma'am, young Master 𝓚𝓲𝓴, I've been waiting for you.
Did Child send you?
That's correct. Master Child instructed me to arrange for young Master 𝓚𝓲𝓴's return trip. Please, come this way.
Who are you? My big brother always tells me never to go off with strangers. But you've been following us around this whole time. Yeah, that's because I've known who you are all along. What? My brother told us all about you in a letter he sent back home. Sister Tonya read it to me.
चल फिर guess कर जल्दी से।
I actually recognized you the moment I saw you. I just couldn't remember your name. What a strange twist of fate.
fake chips.
Young Master 𝓚𝓲𝓴, the boat to 𝓛𝓲𝓴 will dock soon. We'd best prepare for boarding.
Gee, time really flies when you're having fun. Well then, see you, Miss Nice Lady. I'll wait for you back home. You definitely have to come visit 𝓛𝓲𝓴 sometime. Pinky promise? You make a pinky promise, you keep it all your life. You break a pinky promise, Paimon throws you on the ice. The cold will kill the pinky that once betrayed your friend. The frost will freeze your tongue off so you never lie again. It's a promise then. Bye-bye, 𝓚𝓲𝓴. Have a safe trip.
Hey.
Child? So you were here this whole time? What are you hiding for? Why didn't you come and say goodbye?
Partings are special moments. If he spent his final moments in Liyue seeing me all haggard and weak like this, that's not a memory I want him to leave with. Still, it is a shame that I couldn't see him off by myself. I should have been the one taking him back. I do have subordinates to escort him, but I still feel a little uneasy.
Jeez, don't you think you spoiled him enough already?
I can't quite explain it, but somehow I felt much more at ease leaving him in your care. And to think that not long ago we... Ah, yes, I almost forgot. Remuneration for your services, which I really couldn't have done without this time.
Aha! So you do have a heart after all.
One other thing. Don't forget our promise now. Let's have a rematch when we get the chance. This time, with my honor as a Harbinger on the line.
You best go rest up first. Don't come crying to us when you lose all over again.
Regardless of who wins or loses our next bout, I'd also like to invite you over to my home. I'll introduce you to my other siblings, Tonya and Anthon. They're great kids, and I'm very proud of them both.
We'll take you up on that offer. Mostly because we already made a pinky promise to Tusser.
I'm sure that he'll be very excited to see you too. Well, that settles it. I'm looking forward to it. Now, farewell, my friends, till we meet again in 𝓛𝓲𝓴𝓮.
खत्म? वाह 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 ये हुई ना, ये हुई बात, यही चाहिए था मुझे। इतना इजी। पीछे ही तो है, घर के पीछे ही तो है। फिर एक सेकेंड, जब हम अंदर गए थे तो यहाँ पे एक लड़का खड़ा था, तूने ये नोटिस किया? फिर नोटिस किया कि नहीं?
What should I put in my letter?
नोटिस ही नहीं करते भाई ये लोग।
Seems like the old ways are the most reliable after all. Mug, are you done preparing our promotional materials?
Nah, my apologies. I'm only about halfway through. Do you really think they will be effective?
Trust me, they're going to work wonders. This marketing strategy has been used by 𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor for generations. Clients in need come to our door and write down their commissions on blank wooden tiles. Then they squeeze those inside the parlor through the crack under the door. I fulfill the request written on each tile to make sure our clients are satisfied with the service, no matter if it's an obituary, cremation, or funeral that they seek. Although, it is a bit of a hassle with the constant back and forth. If only we could burn them by the batch.
No, Director, I'm not asking about the wooden tiles themselves, but about the special offer they advertise.
𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor should keep up with the times. Just think about it. If we don't attract new clients, we'll be left with nothing, won't we? Business development is a crucial element of every prosperous enterprise. I've been trying various marketing strategies ever since I became the director. I put up posters just like all the other shops, but the Millelith promptly removed them. Then I organized the 𝓮𝓮 Visitors Day, but no one showed up.
Well, that doesn't come as a huge surprise.
And finally, I discovered that the traditional ways are the most reliable after all. I took inspiration from the wisdom of previous directors. So now, I go from door to door looking for people and organizations willing to cooperate. Just like during our visit to the Adventurers Guild. That's what I mean by business development. The other method I'm trying is using the wooden tiles as coupons. Just by writing things like, buy one, get one free for the holder of this tile on them.
What do they buy and what do they get?
A solid and durable second home, of course. Well, they may not need it right away, but they can be sure that when they do, it will still be as good as new. It won't start deteriorating before you finish doing so yourself. That's the 𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor quality guarantee. Alright, Meng. Keep adding those special offers to the wooden tiles. The future of our business depends on it.
I'm still not sure this will work.
Oh, I get it. You think that our special offer is not comprehensive enough, right? It is true. I was offering all kinds of great benefits to the Adventurers Guild because they are a new client. But in doing so, I neglected my old clients. You're right. It's unfair. Let me do some market research. Wait here, my faithful assistants. I'll be back with you in a moment. It shouldn't take too long.
Paimon already told you we're not your assistants! Guess we got dragged into somebody else's business again. Let's look around while she's away.
You must be the director's new hires.
Not us. We're just very curious about 𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor and 𝓮𝓮.
Well, I wouldn't get too curious if I were you. Too much knowledge isn't good for ordinary folk. The director is tactful when it comes to what should and shouldn't be known.
Her? Tactful?
बोर्ड पे क्या लगा हुआ है? अब कहाँ जाना है? डोर एग्जामिन करना है। ऋषि से क्या काम है भाई?
We should get going. Let's go find 𝓮𝓮.
I'm not the friend to come to for words of comfort or encouragement. But when it comes to weighing the costs of your actions, ask away.
Settled then. Write it like this. 𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor Bumper Sale. Buy one, get one free. Buy two, get three free. More for your Mora. I love it. Better than all that lifeless brochure stuff. We want people to feel warm and fuzzy.
But Director, isn't Lifeless the name of the game in this industry?
That's old hat. We're opening up new ground.
Why does 𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor need to open up? Yes, Director.
Poor guy's given up.
Right, we should get going. I am not letting new business escape us.
We? As in,
Who else? Do you see anyone else around here? Oh, well, you probably wouldn't see them if there was.
Stop adding little afterthoughts like that! It creeps people out.
Just a joke. Sorry. Everything you see is everything that's present. For the moment, at least. Lighten up. The way I see it, people make death scarier than it really is. What people truly fear about departing this world is suffering and regret. To deal with the trauma, they let their imaginations run wild with notions of ghosts and evil spirits. Oh, baseless fantasies. What we've ended up with is a topic that people are morbidly afraid of talking about. If I don't broach the subject, then 𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor won't be long for this world. Oh, more approachable and appeasable than you'd imagined?
Paimon wouldn't say that. Let's just say at least it didn't hurt us.
You must have come across a particularly ferocious entity. How should I put this? Most spirits are incapable of harming ordinary folks. The job of 𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor is to guard the border between life and death. One component of this is correcting notions of death and the afterlife that people may hold. Simply put, for those unable to see the border, they're best kept as far away from it as possible. So for ordinary folks, the best case scenario is ignorance of all matters concerning spirits in the afterlife, or even better, a belief that none of it exists.
Then you really don't have any excuse for spooking the heck out of people.
You make it sound so abominable. I'm just trying to get them to see the humor in it all.
La la la.
I never thought you'd be such a bore. Never mind. If you stick by me, everything will become clear. All right, let's get going. Follow me.
Director, wait.
Natlen खत्म करना है मुझे.
What
मैं
about
stream पे
Big
खत्म
G?
करूंगा उसको. Explore
Don't
कर
forget.
Big G?
है कि नहीं फेरी?
Who's that? We've been in Liyue for ages and never heard that name.
Oh, nothing. Just something Mung's been pleading with me to take care of. Should be a piece of cake.
फिर 60 हो जाएंगे.
Where are we going?
To visit an important potential client. I'll lead the way.
चलो चलो चलो. मुझे भी केक खाना है. केक कहाँ मिल रहा है भाई? हाँ फेरी केक कौन बांट रहा है?
Sorry, who are you?
Hello, I'm Hu Tao, director of the 𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor.
Okay, so why would someone from 𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor be looking for me?
Nothing major. How are you feeling these days? Any aches or pains? You shouldn't ignore them, by the way. Very often they're an omen of something terminal. When we're healthy, it's easy to forget the crushing fragility of life. So, aches and pains, best to keep an eye on them.
What are you getting at? I'm in great health and enjoying life very much, thank you. Go and find some other poor soul. Goodbye.
Why did they get angry? What's wrong with a few earnest health tips?
Paimon thinks it's because they're coming from the director of a funeral parlor.
ये तेरा नाम क्यों ले रहा भाई ऋषि? एक सेकेंड 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8
Hal loves being antagonistic. Just ignore him when he's mouthing off. Don't let him get under your skin.
I dare you to release me and say that to my face!
Pesniak.
Come and see these rare and precious curios. Let me tell you how it
कहाँ लिया मेरा नाम? व्हाट्सएप पे लिया व्हाट्सएप पे इससे बात करनी है.
And you are? Be quick. I'm busy.
Hello there. Would you be interested in understanding a bit about our services at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor?
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor? I'm not in need of your services. So you're out here looking for new customers? Don't you think this might be a bit of a crass way of going about it?
Hardly. Isn't this the fashion these days? Bring the service to the customer and all that.
I'm not sure it's every service that falls into that. Anyway, please bother someone else if you don't mind.
Another failure. Still, not the end of the world.
Paimon's curious. Does this approach ever work out for you?
ये नीचे क्या क्या कर रहा है?
I know
क्या
your
बातें चल
face.
रही?
The Wangsheng,
कुछ नहीं
don't
चल रहा भाई,
apologize.
तेरे
Get to
भाई
know
को
us.
दिक्कत है,
We've got a new sale going on.
सामने से ना बोल
Ever
रही
hear
है
the
वो,
saying, out with the
और ये
old, in
मानने
with
को
the
तैयार
new?
नहीं है.
Well, going out. If you keep talking like this, I'll have to call the Millilith.
No. Okay, relax. We're leaving. But Wangsheng Funeral Parlor awaits your distinguished patronage.
You really don't give up, do you?
Are you trying to make me feel better? Well, thank you. Seems...
Not really. This is just getting...
Business development? Surely you don't think all that was business development?
तो वो लड़की को बोलो ऋषि
Then
को
what was it exactly? Traumatization for its own sake?
No. The business development... I was helping to find somebody for Mom. You remember Big G?
ये कैसे करवा दूं मैं?
As it turns out, the Big G that Mung is looking for is a ghost adrift in the mortal realm. The three we saw just now were all people I suspected of being followed by Big G, but having seen them, I didn't sense the presence of anything otherworldly. So we just had a quick chat, and I left it at that.
हाँ भाई बोल दिया भाई ऋषि को. तो आप इतना ऋषि के लिए कर सकते हो.
Why didn't you say so? Paimon thought you had some kind of sixth sense for,
मैं तो कर ही रहा हूँ
people in
प्रपोज भी करने मैं ही गया था ठीक है
Huh?
मैंने
What
बहुत
would I
कुछ
need
कर
that
लिया
kind
भाई
of
ऋषि के
ability
लिए
for? I'm no doctor.
मुझे पता
Were
नहीं
you seriously
आपको
hoping that
बहुत
the
शौक
director
है
of the
आगे आगे
𝓮𝓲𝓶
जाने का
funeral parlor was going to start healing people? Or...
Paimon was trying to
आगे आगे
subtly
जाने
imply
का
that...
अब आप ही कराओ
Never mind. Paimon wouldn't know.
Well, let's leave that for now and head back to 𝓮𝓲𝓶 funeral parlor. This Big G matter is very closely linked to 𝓮.
भाई देरी ना हो जाए
I'm not the friend to come to for words of comfort or encouragement. But when it comes to weighing the costs of your actions, ask away.
ये कौन सी बात होती है देख फायदे की बात नहीं है देख दिक्कत है ना बीच में कनक है समझ रही है तू बात बीच में कनक है सारा प्रॉब्लम वो है तो कनक को पता नहीं चलना चाहिए अरे तो भाई कैसे नहीं चलेगा दोनों बेस्ट फ्रेंड है वो
𝓮, I'm back. I'm afraid we're still no closer to finding Big G.
I see. Well, I'm just sorry for the trouble. I've already searched in all the likely places.
Who is this Big G anyway?
I guess I should start at the beginning. My home was in the vicinity of Wuwang Hill. In my youth, I had a good many friends there. Big G was one of them. We were the best of friends. Inseparable, really. But one day, there was an accident. And that was the end of him. I've never forgotten. Too many memories, I suppose. I often return to Wuwang Hill. But recently, after one such visit, I started to feel strange. Now, every night, Big G appears in my dreams. I can't help but wonder, did I disturb him somehow?
भाई नहीं रखते ना भाई भाई रात को 1-1 बजे तक ये लोग कॉल पे बातें करते रहते हैं कनक और ये तो कैसे सीक्रेट रहेगा पता
How would I ever come to terms with my child?
That's why he joined 𝓮𝓲𝓶, and in fact, what 𝓮 has said is... But as for evil spirits, I think you're scaring yourself. Even I have only encountered malevolent forces a handful of times.
But are you sure there's no danger?
भाई मैंने बोल तो दिया है ऋषि को कि
You see what I mean?
मैंने तो
Look
कर
at the
दिया
state
अब
of
खुद
him.
से ट्राई कर एक
Those
बार
people we found today were
फिर
also
देखते
𝓮's
हैं
childhood friends.
Wuwang Hill,
Sorry, excuse me. Is this 𝓮𝓲𝓶 funeral parlor? My name's 𝓚𝓮. I've had this awful feeling recently, like something's staring at me. Some of my friends and I went to Wuwang Hill the other day on a dare. After I returned home, I fell ill. I've been having recurring nightmares, but the doctors can't find anything wrong with me. I think that it's a curse, right? I've been cursed by a demon.
Say no more. There's no doubt it's a demonic curse, all right, and a serious one at that.
You believe so too? It's just like they say in the tales of old. The vengeful spirits of the gods who fell in the Archon War return to cast their evil curses upon mortals. And if the curse isn't lifted, it will burn through the body, laying waste to flesh and bone. Oh, what a wretched end! The symptoms I'm having are just like those described in the tales.
Wuwang Hill? No, I don't think it was a curse. It was probably just Big G.
Hold your horses, both of you. There's no need to creep each other out.
Isn't that exactly what you like to do, though?
𝓮 Funeral Parlor specializes in demonic stuff like this, right? Help me! I beg you! I'm too young to die!
All right. Don't panic. Leave it to me. You've come to the right person. However, in order to lift the curse, we need a suitable location, and we need to make some preparations. Come with me, my trusty assistants. I'm going to need your help.
I guess I'll come too.
Help him make the preparations first. The incense exorcism, the one I taught you. When you're ready, come and find me. Once we've finished with this, we'll get back to the Big G matter.
Okay, I guess.
Right. Let's go.
मैंने ऋषि को बता दिया था सारी बातें, पर फिर भी अगर ये बंदा नहीं सुन रहा तो मैं क्या ही कर दूं इस लड़के का। हाय, कितने दिन बाकी यार, 9 दिन पूरे। चला जा मेरे भाई, तू चला जा। नहीं चाहिए लेनी, नहीं चाहिए चेस कार्ड, भागो यहाँ से तुम दोनों। 53 ना, वो 53 कैसे हुए रे? ये 53 कैसे हुए? ये मेरे पास 48 थे क्या? तो इतने दिन से मुझे धोखा में रखे कि आप इंसान हो, बट आप तो एलियन निकले। तब भाई एलियन हूँ मैं, एलियन। मैं आया हूँ कौन से ग्रह में? प्लूटो से आया हूँ भाई मैं, प्लूटो से। प्लूटो का वासी हूँ मैं। भाई मून कितना मस्त लग रहा है। देख तो 2 का तो जुगाड़ हो गया, 2 बना लेता हूँ भाई मैं चुपचाप। 55 हो जाएंगे फिर मेरे पास। शॉपकीपर, शॉपकीपर, नाइस। अब मेरे पास हो चुके हैं पूरे 55। ये 600 ये है मेरे पास। एक बंडल कितने में आता है? एक बंडल कितने में आता है? ये रहा आउटफिट्स, 1600 में आता है। बाप रे, 15, 18, मतलब 6 बार मेंबरशिप बाय करने के बाद मैं इनमें से एक ड्रेस ले पाऊंगा। और लूँगा भी किसका? इसका सबसे बेकार, डिलुक का सबसे बेकार। इनमें से तो कैरेक्टर ही नहीं मेरे पास। ये कौन है? लीसा? ये लीसा, लीसा भी नहीं है। कोई नया हो ना, एलन विलन का है तो मैं ले लूँ, एलन या मावी का। ऑलरेडी ओल्ड, ये सब यूज नहीं करते थे, सब लेके फायदा नहीं। इसका मस्त है यार, ये देख। बेला चाओ, बेला चाओ, बेला चाओ, चाओ चाओ। 30 से चलो या गानियों भी सही है। चलो ले लेंगे यार, कभी मौका मिला तो ज़रूर लेंगे। 55 लक क्या है मेरा? लक 30 के बाद 31, 32, 33 लक है मेरा वेपन में। और यहाँ पे क्या लक है मेरा? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, पूरे 60, टोटल 60 लक है मेरा ना। एक ज़्यादा पुल करो चेस का। मैं चुप हो जा, चुप चुप। नो नीड, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए चेस का। तुम ही रखो चेस का, फैस का। चेस का क्या होता है? हम चेस का उसका को नहीं जानते हैं। हम जानते हैं only 20 pull. नहीं भाई, only 20 pull to newlet. Not for 𝓚𝓲𝓶. 𝓚𝓲𝓶 के लिए नहीं रखा है हमने. चलो मैप कहाँ गया? कितने बज गए? 3 बज गए ना. आधा घंटा है मेरे पास अभी भी. चलो आधा घंटा और स्ट्रीम करते हैं. 22 ऐसे मस्त लग रहा है भाई नाइट में. ये देख क्या व्यू आ रहा है. जॉनी टीवी, हेलो ब्रो, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम.
So, what mysterious rituals are you gonna perform here?
No ritual at all. We just need to kill some time.
Eh?
Wait, you didn't take all that vengeful god's curse stuff seriously, did you? You saw those two. One thinks he's been cursed, and the other one believes his friends turned into an evil spirit. It's hard to reason with them. Now you see why I believe that ordinary folks should be kept in the dark. I've seen too many people lose their senses on account of things like this. If you want to calm them down, you need to convince them with something tangible. And the best way to do that is to make a great show of destroying the boogeyman they believe in before their very eyes.
Sounds like that might work. If you were trying, you're onto something. After all, we're only afraid of what we don't know.
Because you can't guarantee that telling an ignorant person the truth will improve the situation instead of exacerbating it. What I can do is pretend to pull back anyone who believes their time is nigh. But since the curse is imaginary, our fix will also be make-believe.
Makes sense. But why would anyone believe that it's a curse?
Okay, bro.
Do you know the history of the Yaksha? They once fought against the ancient gods. They fought brilliantly in a battle that engulfed the whole world in darkness. Although the gods were defeated in the end, their resentment persevered. That resentment turned into a pestilence spreading amongst the ordinary folk. Hysteric people mistook it for the curse of the gods. The plague took the lives of many, which only furthered its spread, as the dead were a breeding ground for the disease. Then someone discovered how to prevent it from spreading, purify the air, and burn the bodies of the deceased. The pioneers of these practices were, you guessed it, the founders of the 𝓮 funeral parlor.
Paimon didn't see that coming. Really?
Yes. Anyway, it took many years, but eventually the plague was completely eradicated. We've dealt with similar phenomena multiple times throughout the ages. Each time we successfully restored the balance between life and death. To sum it up, we are gatekeepers, guarding the border for the sake of both the living and the dead. So when I say this curse is just a figment of the imagination, I say it with more certainty than most. But I also can't really go telling people that the ancient plagues were real, or it would incite panic. Anyway, let's wait a bit more and get ready for the show. This ley line monolith will make for a really great prop. Ah, you're finally here! We just finished our preparations. Now, look here. This device is used to drive away evil spirits. It'll absorb the curse inside you and cause it to take a physical form. But don't worry, the traveler here is a seasoned warrior and will assure our safety.
हाँ, crit damage और ना तो crit rate. अगर crit rate वाला weapon होना तो भी मजा आ जाएगा यार.
It'll be fine.
और crit damage करा तो भी मजा आ जाएगा. मेरा
really solve my problem?
60.
Trust the director.
360 और
she might look like a weirdo, but she's serious about everything she does.
How can you call me a weirdo? I mean, wouldn't you say it's more charmingly naive or disarmingly different? All right, let's get down to business. My glamorous assistant, please activate the device.
प्रोटेक्ट करना है। स्टार्ट भाई स्टार्ट। ये क्या किया?
Is it really possible to materialize the curse?
Busted.
I'm counting on you.
और कौन आ रहा है?
Get out of here! Quietly now.
The wind knows me. So, I got him cornered.
How are you feeling? Did the curse leave your body?
Yes, I feel more invigorated than ever before. I'm cured. I can't express how grateful I am for your and the Traveler's help. If it hadn't been for you, the curse would have taken my life.
Great. In which case, I guess now I can tell you. You've been pranked.
You've been pranked?
What?
This exorcism device, people like you wouldn't recognize it, but it's just an old ley line monolith deceptively effective at attracting monsters. And those were real monsters, not a manifestation of your curse. So riddle me this. If I didn't do anything to lift the curse, then what's the cause of your sudden recovery?
The curse wasn't real? Then why was I sick?
Well, you caught a cold, ate something bad, or just scared yourself sick. It's anyone's guess, but I'm leaning towards the last option. Wouldn't be the first time in my career.
How unexpected.
I also didn't expect that, but still, I'd like to thank you.
Don't mention it. I found a way to deal with your fears this time, but I can't do it over and over again, so I'd appreciate it if you try not to give in to superstitions in the future. Human life is short. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Wow, what a weird thing to say. I shall head back. I'm sorry for troubling you.
I feel relieved to see that it wasn't Big G's doing. However, unless he crosses the border, there will be no end to his antics. Since we are done with the matter at hand, can we resume our search for Big G?
I believe that won't be needed. He found us first.
Big G?
I didn't mean to bother you. Any of you.
This is Big G? He's just a child?
Oh, well, he is a spirit. It's quite normal that he looks just like he did when he left this world.
That's not what Paimon imagined when Paimon first heard the name Big G.
Let's bring him back to 𝓮𝓮 Funeral Parlor. We have much to do.
ये भी बात है। हो गया भाई, क्वेस्ट कंप्लीट। अब थोड़ी देर में मॉन्स्टर जाना चाहूँगा। मुझे थोड़े अपने कैरेक्टर्स देखने हैं कि मुझे किसको बिल्ड करना है, किसको बिल्ड नहीं करना है। समझ रही हो? पहले क्लियर कर लेता हूँ। ओए म्याऊ, क्या म्याऊ म्याऊ करती है?
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing.
Okay.
Ad Astra.
चलो ये भी हो गया। इसका क्या था? हाँ ये था। नहीं हुआ। 50 विश कंप्लीटेड। 32,000 इंतजार मोरा और मोरा की
How loves being antagonistic. Just ignore him when he's mouthing off. Don't let him get under your skin.
I dare you to release me and say that to my face!
इतना गुस्सा कितना मेरे पास 62 लाख 62 लाख सही है 62 लाख। अरे आपको पता है नेटलैंड का क्वेस्ट में मावी का बाइक में दिखे क्या लिखी भाई दिखेगी है क्या 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 मैं नहीं पढ़ पा रहा हूँ या तूने गलत लिखा है भाई ये बता पहले तो। कैरेक्टर्स यहाँ से शुरू करते हैं। ये फ्लावर जॉर्ड ये भी जॉर्ड ये भी जॉर्ड ये तो है ही जॉर्ड और ये भी जॉर्ड ये वाला एक और पड़ा है मेरे पास। ये भी देख ये भी सेम ही है कोई डिफरेंस नहीं होता। ये एक अच्छा है मेरे पास देख क्रिएटेड प्लस 19% का ये भी एक अच्छा पड़ा है मेरे पास। ये दे सकता हूँ मैं किसी को अगर चाहे तो। काजुआ के सारे आर्टिफैक्ट 90 है क्या नहीं 90 और 20 16 हैं छोड़ो भाई बेनित के भी नहीं है ये सब के तो नहीं करने मुझे। ये सब की बारी तो नहीं आएगी अभी तो आर्टिफैक्ट ही देने रह गए। एलिमेंटी मास्टर कौन सा आर्टिफैक्ट अच्छा रहेगा इसके लिए ये सेट तो नहीं इसमें क्या है ये कैसा रहेगा इसके लिए इंक्रीज चार्ज अटैक इंक्रीज एलिमेंटी मास्टरी 2 पीस कर सकते हैं ये 2 पीस सही रहेगा इसका 2 पीस और उसका 2 पीस पर नहीं यार 4 पीस में क्या है रेज लॉ कर देती है तो वो ज़्यादा अच्छा ऑप्शन है। ये देखिए इसके में क्या है 4 पीस डैमेज सॉल्व करती है ना तो ये 4 पीस देना ही पड़ेगा इसको तो छोड़ो। डियोना का क्या सीन है हीलिंग वाला देना है ना इसको तो हीलिंग वाला दे रखा है दे देंगे यार तुझे भी अच्छा। ये सब छोड़ो ये सब बारबरा का चेंज करना है मुझे ये बारबरा को क्या सेट दे रखा हूँ मैं देख बेकार दामी के सेट अच्छे हैं। ये क्या है 0 पायरोमेट्रिक डैमेज है चलो ये चिची मैक्स आउट ऑलमोस्ट क्या इसके आर्टिफैक्ट सारे दे रखे बट डेवलप नहीं कर रहा। सेम याओ के साथ भी वही है। च्यूरिस का तो एक आर्टिफैक्ट नहीं है मेरे पास उसका ये वाला ना नहीं ये वाला सही है कौन सा नहीं है ये और ये दोनों से कोई एक मिल जाए तो मेरा काम बन जाएगा। टिग्मारी के तो आर्टिफैक्ट्स दे रखे हैं मैंने। रोजारिया का चल रहा था ना रोजारिया अगर नोब्लेस में काम कर रही है तो नोब्लेस सेट ही देता हूँ उसको। इसको एनर्जी ज़्यादा देना चाहता हूँ मैं एनर्जी इसका डैमेज तो मुझे नहीं चाहिए। ये सेट भी अच्छा है पता तुझे नहीं है मेरे पास सेट है ना, एक फेदर है, रोजारिया के लिए अब क्या देना है इसको? रिकमेंडेड क्या है? अटैक। मैं सोच रहा एनर्जी रिचार्ज दे दूँ उसको। ये वाला मैंने उसके लिए फार्म किया था, देहा के लिए। डिफेंस, अटैक। वाओ, ये पीस देखना, अटैक। आय हाय 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 हाय, किसी के लिए तो बेस्ट हो जाएगा ये अगर मैंने अपग्रेड किया तो। क्रायो का मेरे पास कुछ है क्या? क्रायो में ये सब चेक करने जैसे तो है। ये चाहिए हो। हाँ, यहाँ पे इसको देना है क्रिट रेट। ठीक है, मैं DPS बिल्ड कर रहा हूँ। HP दे दूँ, कोई ऑप्शन है? ऑप्शन नहीं है ना, ऑप्शन नहीं है। ये है पर ये हीलिंग बोनस, HP। चल फिर मैं तुझे एक चीज़ बताता हूँ, एक टीम में 2 नोबलेस वाले कैरेक्टर यूज़ नहीं करने। चलो रोजारिया हो गया, साइड करो इसको। डोरी तो मेरे कभी ना कभी तो काम आएगी, तो मैं तुझे फुद्दू सा सेट देना चाहूँगा जो मेरे पास बहुत बड़े हो। तुझे मैं ये वाला दे दूँ या हंटर सेट दे दूँ या ये वाले दे दूँ? राइडन वाले तो मैं नहीं दे रहा क्योंकि मेरे पास वो बहुत कम है। इसमें क्या दे सकता हूँ मैं तो? एलिमेंट्री मास्टरी, ये वाले बहुत अच्छे होंगे मेरे पास। ये भी अच्छा है, ये भी अच्छा है, ये बेस्ट है। पर मैं किसी और को देना चाहूँगा, तेरे लिए तो वो नहीं दूँगा। ला 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 ला, क्या कर रही हो म्याओ म्याओ वाली? ये भी अच्छा है, ये भी अच्छा है। अगर मैं इसको टैंक बिल्ड कर दूँ तो? टैंक बिल्ड कर दूंगा तो मज़ा आ जाएगा भाई। पर डैमेज देनी चाहिए ना, डैमेज देने वाली बनाता हूँ उसको। रुक, यहाँ पे क्या ही देना होगा उसको? एनर्जी रिचार्ज की नीड है भाई, एनर्जी रिचार्ज, एनर्जी। एलिमेंट्री मास्टरी दे रहे भाई तुमको सब। इसमें है एनर्जी रिचार्ज। चल तो सेट चेंज कर रहा मैं, रुक जा भाई। इसमें से दे देता हूँ। वाओ, इसको क्यों दे रखा है मैंने ये इतना अच्छा सेट? वाओ भाई, क्या ये सब इतने अच्छे इतने भी प्यारे सेट ना दिए हो भाई। इसको 4 पीस करता हूँ। ये सब सेट ऐसे भी कुछ काम के नहीं है। HP, एनर्जी रिचार्ज देना मुझे। सब HP नहीं, HP ही रहेंगे ना सारे। सॉरी, मेरी गलती। ये हो गया। ये यहाँ क्या देना तुझे? HP परसेंटेज मिल जाएगा, मिल जाऊगा। HP ये ले, डिफेंस के साथ ले तू HP। कौन सा? ये वाला अच्छा है क्या? ये वाला अच्छा वाला है तू। डोरी अब हीलिंग बोनस, ये हीलिंग करती है तो हम तुझे देंगे हीलिंग बोनस। हीलिंग बोनस होगा मेरे पास इसमें, ये रहा। चलो क्या बनाया? अटैक पीस अवेलेबल, क्लेमोर। क्लेमोर क्या होता है? वही क्लेमोर मतलब बड़ी वाली तलवार ना? फेरी ये क्या स्पैम कर दी वह? क्लेमोर मतलब वो बड़ी वाली तलवार ना, जो अपन केनिच और ये यूज करते हैं अपने। बोल यार फेरी कुछ सही कहा कि नहीं मैंने? हाँ चल तब ठीक है, तब ठीक है। चल भाई तू क्लेमोर यूजर है तो हम तुझे दे रहे हैं। फिशियल, फिशियल को हम क्या ही दे सकते हैं। इलेक्ट्रो डैमेज दे रखा है, ये फ्लावर क्यों ही दे रखा है मैंने इसको। वो कैरेक्टर मैं तुझे एनी ये सब तो नहीं, मैं तुझे ईएम बिल्ड करना चाहता हूँ। सो यू गो विथ ईएम। ईएम के स्टैक्स होने चाहिए उसमें, वो वाले मैं तुझे दूंगा। ईएम 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 एनर्जी ईएम 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 ईएम, ये बड़ा अच्छा है। चल नेक्स्ट। ईएम ईएम ईएम, इसमें ये मिलेगा मुझे, मिलना तो चाहिए। अटैक रिकमेंडेड क्या है यहाँ पे? पायरो, सॉरी यार, सॉरी यार। क्रायो एनमो, क्रायो एनमो, भैंस की आँख। ईएम का है, ईएम ईएम यार, ईएम नीड्स, वी नीड ईएम। अब ईएम चाहिए तो ईएम वाला नहीं मिल रहा है। आपके पास वो वाला क्लेमोर है, कौन सा रे? बेल। इसके बाद बताइए, रुक मैं इसके बाद बताइए, रुक तो तुमको ये ढूंढन दे। फिल्टर ही लगाना पड़ेगा। भैंस की टांग, हाइड्रो, इतने ही है मेरे पास। अरे भाई तू भी क्या ही कर सकता हूँ तेरे लिए। इसमें भी मुझे चाहिए एलिमेंट्री मास्टरी। इसमें एलिमेंट्री मास्टरी मिल जाता तो थोड़ा थोड़ा अच्छा होता। अब इसमें एलिमेंट्री मास्टरी ढूंढूंगा बैठ के, और इच्छा थोड़ी होता ही। चल एक काम करते हैं, एक काम करते हैं, एक काम करते हैं। मेरे पास एक अच्छा ऑप्शन है, मैं ना इसको एलिमेंट्री मास्टरी देता हूँ, कोई अच्छा वाला एलिमेंट्री मास्टरी एनर्जी के साथ। ये है ना, ये है ना, ये यही तो देना है मुझे। हो गया ना 4 पीस? हाँ अब ठीक है ना। क्या रेशो हो गया? 240 है ना। डोरी के लिए कौन सा वेपन बोल रही थी तू? द बेल स्विच। द बेल कौन सा है? द बेल, सॉरी वो दया के लिए बेस्ट है तो मैं नहीं दे सकता अभी। वो दया के पास जाएगा। तो एलिमेंट्री मास्टरी पे डील कर रही है नहीं ना? ना ये ज़्यादा अच्छा है। एलिमेंट्री स्किल कूल डाउन ये कर देगा। एक और है मेरे पास, ये दे सकता हूँ। शील्ड प्रोवाइड करेगी ना ये। चल ये है मेरे पास एक और। चल हो गया। फिशल को एलिमेंट्री मास्टरी दे रखी है बो में। और कोई अच्छी है मेरे पास? आफ्टर ये अच्छा ही है। चल ठीक ही है, अच्छा भी लग रहा, तेरे पे सूट कर रहा है। सूट तो कर रहा है तेरे पे। अब बारी है इसकी। तेरे को मैंने आर्टिफैक्ट दे रखे क्या? दे तो रखा है तेरे लिए आर्टिफैक्ट, तो मैं तेरे लिए तो कुछ नहीं कर रहा। यानफे का क्या है रे? घटिया घटिया बेकार। 0 लेवल है क्या ये? ये है ना मेरे पास इतना अच्छा, तो मैंने इसको देख क्या रखा है। यानफे को भी मैंने देख रखा है ये, तो मेरे पास ये है ना अच्छा ऑप्शन। पर मुझे ऐसा क्यों लग रहा है डिलुक के लिए ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा वो। कर लेंगे भाई, तुम लोगों में हेरा फेरी कर लेंगे बाद में, अभी लड़ो मत तुम दोनों। क्रिट रेट मिलना है, कुछ अच्छा वाला नहीं है कहाँ। डेंड्रो डैमेज बोनस, हद है भाई, हद है भाई। ये इसको क्यों दे रखा भाई, स्विच स्वैप, डेंड्रो डैमेज दे रखा है भाई। इसको देना है मेरे को पायरो डैमेज बोनसवा चाहिए हमको। अटैक भी चल जाएगा, यही है ना, जो भी है वो यही मिलेंगे मुझे। चलो यही दे देते हैं। ये इन फ्यूचर माविका के लिए जा सकता है, बट मैं सोच रहा हूँ माविका के लिए और भी है मेरे पास ऑप्शंस, ये 2-3 है, इनमें से देख लूँगा। अब ठीक है ना, अब रेशो देखते हैं इसका 145-22, चल हो जाएगा हो जाएगा हो जाएगा, 150 हो जाएगा। एम्बर के लिए क्या ही करते हम, वो कैरेक्टर एम्बर के लिए मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा। काय के लिए कुछ कर सकता हूँ मैं, बट ये भी कैंडिस तो पहले से रेडी है। कैंडिस 2 पीस सही है। कैंडिस को मैंने बनाया है ना 2 पीस शायद मैंने बनाया है। कैनिस तो छोड़ो, कचीना सही रहेगी क्या रे? कचीना बिल्ड करूँ या नहीं करूँ फेरी? इसको फ्लावर देना है एक। फ्रूजन तो मैं बिल्ड करने वाला हूँ, पर मैं इसको देखना चाहता हूँ फ्रूजन में किस चीज़ पे बिल्ड करूँ, तो उसका बिल्ड क्या है। रिकमेंडेशन दिखाओ भाई, एनर्जी रिचार्ज, एनिमो डैमेज बोनस और क्रिट देखेंगे। क्रिट है इसके पास, एनिमो डैमेज बोनस प्लस अच्छा सेट के साथ है भाई, ये तो बेस्ट है, ये बेस्ट है ना। राइडर में क्या दे रखा मैंने, 17-8, बेस्ट भाई बेस्ट। चलो 2-4 ही सेट है इसको देने। ये भैया जी को तो डीपीएस बनाना है, तो इसके लिए तो मैं कुछ कर ही नहीं सकता। यानशान, क्या नाम है इसका, सायू का क्या करूँ मैं? म्याओ म्याओ वाली बता यार, दिमाग खराब हो रहा है यार। इसको भी बिल्ड करना है, सारे कैरेक्टर बिल्ड करने हैं मेरे को। सबसे पहले मैं इसको बिल्ड करना चाहूँगा। ये किस पे वर्क करती है भाई? सबको डीपीएस की तरह नहीं, एचपी और इसके लिए सेट कौन सा अच्छा रहेगा रे? बताइए ज़रा, सेट कौन सा अच्छा रहेगा इसके लिए? मैं तुझे फार्म करूँगा, मैं तुझे फार्म करूँगा। तो सही है, सैतौस गया तेल लेने, सैतौस भी बिल्ड करना पड़ेगा, थोमा भी करना पड़ेगा। थोमा के लिए क्या है, 2 पीस। चलो ठीक है, ये फार्म करना पड़ेगा अपने को, याद रखियो। फिर ये क्या नाम है इसका, देख ले, टेनेसिटी फार्म करना है अपने को। चलो सब कुछ फार्म कर लेगा मैं। थोमा
Here's how I allocate my energy on a job. 70% goes to investigating, 10% to making a final decision, and the remainder for execution.
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
यहाँ पे क्या? ओह, ये रह गया था क्या मेरे से?
The neighboring nation of Liyue has the most prosperous commercial port.
Chili potato.
Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your eye.
क्या बोलते हैं? फिर बंद कर दे स्ट्रीम? आप हो गया आज का?
Points for agility.
या कुछ है करने जैसा? कुछ है जैसे कुछ करने जैसा? ये तो बीच में खत्म होता है भाई। ये 15 दिन का रखना चाहिए भाई। मैं मजाक से हटकर बोल रहा हूँ, ये 15 दिन का चाहिए अभी मुझे। समझते नहीं है। नो रिकॉर्ड्स होगा कैसे भाई? पॉज कर रखा है।
I'm not the friend to come to for words of comfort or encouragement. But when it comes to weighing the costs of your actions, ask away.
Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your eye.
चलो भाई, हो गया। चलो गाइस, आज के लिए बस इतना ही। अब मिलेंगे अगले स्ट्रीम में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय। थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग। नींद आ गई मुझे, सो जा भाई, सो जा। चलो गाइस, मिलते हैं अब कल। तब तक के लिए बाय बाय। एक चीज़ मैं और करना चाहूँगा, 2 सेकंड रुक जाना गाइस, 2 सेकंड रुक जाओ बस।